Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, teach well while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, service scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere, and your children, shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be another video from the brother Hopeful Elect 3. And it's going to be building off of the current news that you ultimately have happening, where you had this 7.6 earthquake that just ultimately occurred in the Philippines, man. You see, and ultimately all of these things that we see happening around the world are the signs of the times that we're in, man. And we know, as it tells us right here in this precept, I'm going to grab, this is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, thou should be visited. You go into that word visited, it means judge of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake, right? And great noise with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. You see, so Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is ultimately allowing these earthquakes to happen throughout the four winds of the earth. You see, because ultimately we're in a time of judgment, man. And these earthquakes that just continue to keep happening are all indicators that we are in that time. You see, what did it say in St. Mark chapter 13? I got to grab that, right? And I'm going to start at verse 3. It said, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked him privately, verse 4, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled, right? Verse 5, and Yahushua answering them began to say, take heed, lest any man deceive you. Verse 6, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Verse 7, and when you shall hear wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. Right. And all of these things are happening, man. Right. Because ultimately, all of these things are ultimately detailing of what time and season we're in, man. You see, verse 8, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be earthquakes in diverse places. Right. And that's exactly what we see happening around the world. You see these earthquakes that are happening all over the world in various different places where they normally wouldn't occur in, man. And they're high scale earthquakes as well, man. You see, and it says, and there should be famines and troubles. Right. These are the beginning of sorrows, you see. So we're only in the beginning, man, of greater evils that are to come. Right. Because things are going to only continue to escalate and to get worse. Right. As it tells us right here, 2nd Esdras chapter 14. And I'm going to read verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils, meaning bad times, than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Right. So each day that goes by is going to be worse than the day before. So things are just going to continue to escalate and get worse. Right. As time progresses. Verse 17, it says, for look how much the world shall be wicked through age, so much the more shall evils, right, increase upon them that dwell therein. That's talking about the people. And this is ultimately what we see happening, man. All type of different evils increasing upon the people worldwide, man. Right. And it's only going to get worse. Right. So we're going to get straight into this video and we're going to kind of watch it so we can see ultimately of what it is that's taking place. But like I said, the Lord is visiting this earth, man. You see, and it's only going to get worse. Right. So before I get into the video, I'm going to say fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only, right? Fair use. All right. And we see just a little bit of what's going on for what I allowed to play through the video. And yeah, man, things are getting worse out here in the world, man. And ultimately, like I said, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the one that's bringing these things, man. Because ultimately, we in the time of judgment, man. And the Lord is the one bringing these evils upon the earth, right? As it tells us right here. Let me grab this. This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil, right? I, the Lord, do all these things. So everything that we see ultimately happening and occurring worldwide, all of these various different events that are ultimately transpiring and taking place is all being orchestrated by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You see, this is Amos chapter 3, verse 6. It says, shall the trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Right? And that trumpet represents this word that's going out through the elder apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone, and the men that teach the same doctrine. We're ultimately warning you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians that, hey, to repent, turn back to the Lord. Because, hey, these things that you see happening in these other countries, evils like this is coming to America as well, man. Right? But it says, and the people not be afraid, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it. So like I said, everything that we see happening is all being done by the Lord. Because ultimately we're at the end, man. You see, we're at the end of this world. You see, as these people know it, we're at the end of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man being in power. And that's why you're going to continue to see things like this happen and only escalate. You see, let me grab that precept. All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, you see, because things are not going to slack up, you see, which that goes into, going back to normal, because a lot of these people, they think the world is going to go back to normal, that things is not going to intensify and get worse here on planet Earth. But you people are sadly mistaken, man. Like I said, things is only going to continue to intensify day in and day out. It's going to get worse by the second, right? Verse 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child come forth, they slack not a moment, right? Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues, right? Meaning the evils, all of the things the Lord is sending, right? Be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, right? Talking about the people that are in the world, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. And this is what we see happening, man. Sorrows coming upon the world on all sides, man. That's why you have so many things taking place, uproars of the people, wars. You see all type of different things, man. Civil unrest in certain countries. I mean, hey, and it's only going to get worse. Like I said, the beginning of sorrows, man. Things is going to get way more eviler than what we're ultimately seeing take place now, man. Right? Greater evils are coming. All right. So I'm going to get back into the video. All right. So bear with me while I pull it back up real quickly. All right. But yeah, brothers and sisters, things are going to only continue to intensify. And that's why we just pray and hope Yahweh Bashim Yahushua continues to be with us in these times, man. Because we know that we're living in a time of judgment, and that things is only going to get worse for the world and the people therein. You see, if you're not of the Lord's elect, you see, it's going to be terrible for you people, man. All right. So, yeah, Salakia. Pull this video up real quickly. All right. So we're going to get back into it. right? And like I said, we got a gist of what's going on in the video. I don't really got to play any more of it. But yeah, like I said, man, we're in a time where the Lord is visiting the earth, man. You see? And it's clear as day. You know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is judging this earth, man. You see? So I'm going to grab this precept right here. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do we measure the time diligently? We ultimately look at the prophecies. We look at what they say, and we align it with what's happening in the world. So as I just read in, Mark chapter 13, we see everything that Lord Yahushua gave to the disciples at the time. You see, of what was going to be happening ultimately in the end of the world and ultimately leading up to his second coming. We see all of those things happening now. So what are those things ultimately telling us? That guess what? We're at the end of this world, man. The ending of this eon, right? This age, right? This rulership of the so-called white man Esau, right? This devil's coming down, right? And that's why these things are happening in the earth. And that's why I said things are only going to continue to get worse, ultimately leading up to the return of the Lord, right? It's only going to continue to build up more and more. Right. It says, and when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I've told thee before, right? Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time we're in the highest, right? We'll begin to visit the world which he made. And that's the time we're in, where the Lord is judging the earth, right? Verse 3, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes, right? And uproars of the people in the world. You have all of these things taking place. The earthquakes in diverse places, the uproars of the people. Look at what's happening over here in America due to all of these ICE raids and things like that are ultimately taking place. All of these different protests. You had these things happening all around the world. You just had in France, they were burning that city down. You had happening in Nepal. People were seditioning and uprising against the government. You see, so, hey, the uproars of the people are happening all around the world, man. You see? What you see just occurred in this video with this earthquake that just happened. That's a form of the people uproaring, man. So, hey, what did it say in Luke 21? You see, perplexity of the people, man. All of these people are in a state of perplexity right now, you see. And I'm going to look at that word perplexity, right? Bear with me, because this is what we see on the earth, right? And all of these are the signs of the times, man, right? And the word perplexity means, on the AI overview on Google, it said an inability to deal with or understand something complicated or unaccountable, right? So I'm going to go down. Confusion, right? And that's the state that everybody on this earth is in right now, especially those that don't know what's going on. Because like I said, that's the good majority of these people. They have no idea that we're at the end of this world. You see, that's why in their mind, they can't fathom why all of these things are taking place. They have no answers for it. But us hopeful elect brothers and sisters that are not in darkness, we know why these things are happening, right? Because like I said, we're in the time of the Lord visiting this earth, man. And it's only going to get worse, you see. But back in 2nd Esdras chapter 9, and I'm going to read verse 3 again. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right? Verse 4, then should thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? Because ultimately the end was already declared in the beginning, right? That's Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times to things that are not yet done, saying that my counsel shall stand, I will do all my pleasure, right? And this is ultimately the counsel of Yahweh Shem Yahushua we see playing out on earth, man. This is all set from the beginning to play out in the way that it's playing out, because all of these things are going according to prophecy, man. You see? And that's what these people don't understand, that we're living in a time of prophecy that is being fulfilled right in front of these people's face, right? Verse 5, it says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, you see? And that's exactly what we're in the time of, the end, right? It's making itself manifest. It's making itself known, right? This world is coming to its end, and the world that's coming after, which is going to be the kingdom of heaven that's going to be established on earth, that's going to be reigned in righteousness by our Lord Yahushua, King David, the 144,000. You see, that's what's coming next, man, right? So we're coming to the end of Esau, Edom's world, right? That's 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau, which is the so-called white man, is the end of the world. And Jacob, right, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, and speckled birds that may look like the heathen, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the elect of Israel, right? It's the beginning of it that followeth, man. And that's what we see happening on earth. You see, this world coming to its end and the beginning of it that's coming after this, man. And it's wonderful, man. You see? So yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Lord's willing, I pray it be edifying to you brothers and you few sisters that may come across it. With that being said, we're going to end the lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well and that teach well while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. To the next time, shalom to the elect, shalom.